Well, if you've been waiting for an update on the veteran who was lucky to survive a moment of impulse control, a moment of impulse, a lack of impulse control, Syko Stu has just been released from the hospital. And leave a like on the video for that. You know, Syko Stu is out of the hospital, and he has now listed his long list of things he needs to recover from. On top of that, the corrupt loser LAPD has had the case taken away from them. And now the state police are taking over. So now I am optimistic we should get charges soon. Let's get into the story. Just my theme today is letting everyone know Coffee Brand Coffee has almost our entire catalog now on Amazon, shipping free next day, including our 5-pound bags, our Tiger's Blood coffee, our blackberry cream, our blueberry cream, our blueberry cobbler, Tiger's Blood, everything now available on there. There's going to be a link in the description. I'm hoping if you drink coffee, or if you know someone who drinks coffee, give it a try. We have our original roast, our flavored coffee. If you have a subscription on coffeebrandcoffee.com, move it over to Amazon, get it cheaper. All of that. If you need my recommendation, either the Silky Ultra Dark Roast, the Blueberry Cobbler, the Strawberries and Cream are our top sellers, and our summer and spring flavors are limited time, and they're absolutely bonkers delicious. Now, Syko Stu out of the hospital after Rajah Jackson beating long road to recovery ahead. Stuart Smith has written, Stuart has been released from the hospital and is now home resting. He sustained a serious head injury and was unconscious upon arrival at the ER. Did we know that? So he wasn't even conscious when they loaded him into the hospital. He was still unconscious from the ring until he got to the hospital. His injuries include trauma to both the upper and lower jaw, laceration to the upper lip, a fracture to the maxilla bone. I'm assuming that's jaw related, which unfortunately resulted in the loss of several teeth. He has a long road to recovery ahead, but remains in good spirits despite everything he has been through. We are deeply grateful for all the love and support we received during this time. Thank you, everyone who has contributed in any way, whether through monetary donations, food, flowers, or gifts. Your kindness means more than words can express. From the bottom of our heart, thank you with love and respect. Contessa Patterson and Stuart Smith. That's his real name. So it must be his upper jaw. According to the post, Stu has trauma to both his upper and lower jaws. A laceration, upper lip, fracture of the maxilla bone, several teeth. Again, by the way, now, when did this happen? Last Saturday? I feel like it was last Saturday. Am I crazy? I feel like it was over a week ago at this point. The whole incident, of course, was caught on camera, and it ended only when fellow wrestler Douglas Mallow jumped in to fight him off. Mallow told us earlier this week, Stu is doing better and even communicating after the beatdown. Syko Stu's out of immediate danger, but we have to wait and see if he's ever able to step foot in the ring again. Why would he? He should be suing Rampage Jackson's son for $100 million. Syko Stu should never have to work again. Meanwhile, Quentin's Rampage Jackson's son, Rajah Jackson, was getting more work. In fact, he was hired by Danger Wrestling, only to subsequently get banned. Listen to this. The venue slated to host the upcoming Danger Pro Wrestling event has said that Rajah Jackson is not welcome. So this Danger Pro Wrestling, which is another indie kind of wrestling thing, and they were going to bring this loser, this animal, into the venue for clout, even though he literally tried to kill a man in the ring. Well, the venue has said no. Additionally, the event space tells us to its knowledge, Jackson was never part of the card, and the org merely used Thursday's post as a way to drum up interest. Quentin Rampage Jackson's son has somehow found more work in the wrestling world, despite his over-the-line beatdown that he laid on Syko Stu last weekend. Danger Pro Wrestling, the independent promotion that puts on shows throughout Southern California, claimed this week that it booked Raja Jackson for an upcoming event. Unclear which impending show the younger Jackson was going to participate in and what his role would be. It's not entirely known if the promotion has even hired him, as in the past it's thrown up some trolling posts on Instagram. TMZ has reached out to the company, but they did not hear back. Nonetheless, the company acknowledged this announcement is a bold decision to work with Raja, considering what the 25-year-old did on Saturday. After you recall, I don't know, it could have been a troll. It could have been a troll. I hope it was a troll. I hope it was a troll. Meanwhile, cops are investigating the incident. Well, I have some good news around that. Here, by the way, here's Syko Stu's official Instagram post. 50,000 likes. Long road to recovery. Sue him, get paid. He should be in jail. I agree. He should absolutely sue him. And anybody who I know he's a veteran, and maybe he thinks, I'm a veteran. I fought in the war. I shouldn't be, I shouldn't be quote unquote narking. I don't think it's narking. He should sue him. He should get paid. And Raja Jackson should be in jail. I don't think that, and I think Pam Bondi should step in and give federal, look at federal charges, to be honest with you, if they don't. By the way, checking in on his official GoFundMe. Well, I guess Syko Stu set up an official GoFundMe, links in the bio. Is it? Let's see. GoFundMe. Let's see how his GoFundMe's doing. $220,000. Now, people might think that's a ton of money, but to be honest with you, he spent how long in the hospital? Over a week? He spent over a week in the hospital. His medical bills are probably $150,000 or more. I'm going to guess that, he's got 200 grand in medical bills, of which Raja Jackson should be, at minimum, here's what I'm worried is going to happen. Rampage Jackson is going to reach out. Leave a like on the video if you agree that this is probably going to happen. Rampage Jackson is going to reach out behind the scenes and break this guy off a couple mil, right? Pay for his medical bills, pay for whatever. And then the implication will be don't cooperate with police, which he doesn't need to do for Raja to get charges pressed against him. But I think Syko Stu's not saying anything because I think he knows, maybe smartly, Rampage Jackson is going to probably break him off a big chunk of cash. That's what I think. And he should. But I'm hoping that this bit of news, listen to this. By the way, brother of wrestler brutally attacked by former UFC fighter's son, shares update on his condition. We talked about that. I want to find this other thing. Raja investigation escalates as now the state attorneys, state authorities have taken over because the LAPD dropped the ball. An investigation of Raja Jackson's brutal in-ring attack on Syko Stu has escalated as state authorities are now set to take over the case from the LAPD, with sources indicating a prison sentence is likely. The legal fallout from Raja Jackson's in-ring assault on Syko Stu has intensified as the state of California is now preparing to take over the investigation from the LAPD, according to Ringside News. The development comes with a strong indication that Jackson is expected to face incarceration for his actions. Speaking to the Masters of the Wrestling podcast, Doug the Epic Malo revealed that a significant shift in the case's jurisdiction. Citing a detective friend, Malo explained that the state is stepping in due to the overwhelming evidence and slow pace of the initial LAPD investigation. I think a prison sentence should happen, obviously. A prison sentence should happen here. 5 years, 3 to 5 years for manslaughter, attempted manslaughter. Quote, I talked with a detective friend of mine, and he told me the process of everything and how bad they drag their feet, especially the LAPD. We knew that was happening. We knew they didn't want to put charges on this kid. He's saying, but he's saying that because of all the evidence, that the state's going to pick it up. I've already talked to the detective who's on the case, so it's not like he's not going to jail. And I would argue that it's premeditated too, by the way. I really would. The legal escalation is a direct result of the events last Saturday, August 23rd. So the beatdown happened 8 days ago. Still nothing. The incident began after Smith. Smith was hospitalized. We know professionally the consequences have already begun. Just yesterday, TMZ Sports reported that Southern California venue scheduled to host an upcoming Danger Pro Wrestling had banned Raja. Venue officials stated that they do not believe Jackson was ever officially booked. With the state authorities now involved, the case is considered one of the most serious legal matters in wrestling world most recent history. Let me know. Leave a like on the video if you think we'll get charges this week. I think we're going to get charges now. You know, I'm thinking that we're going to get charges, and it's going to be this week. I think that the LAPD tried dragging their feet so they wouldn't have to charge him. That's what I actually truly believe that. I think the LAPD didn't want to charge him, but now the state has taken over and he's going to get charges. He's going to prison. I mean, it's open and shut. Slam dunk case. And by the way, to celebrate Raja Jackson's prison sentence, I'm hoping today you will go to our Amazon store and try some of our delicious coffee. By the way, I'm sending my cocos there next and then the teas. Everything that we have is going to be available on Amazon. We have almost 100 different options. K-cups, ground, whole bean, everything available. If you're a regular coffee drinker, try our 003 Colombian. If you like a dark roast, try 004 or the Silky Ultra Dark Roast. If you're open to trying some interesting stuff, our blueberry cobbler, strawberries and cream, cherry cordial, butterscotch toffee, our tangerine, blackberry cream, tiger's milk. Pick one thing and give it a try. I really, really think you're going to like it. And you have my promise that if you don't, I will refund your money. Link in the description and in the chat.